Yeah, for sure. So they're going to decide to go with that. Afo, they're going to first pick a Gwen, which is interesting because she hasn't been banned, actually, I don't think, in over the weekend. So that's a very interesting first pick for MOUSESPORTS. So hopefully Afo can play this carry really well.
Potentially it could be a matter of not wanting to show their hand at the early stage of the draft, right? Because we've seen a lot of Gwen versus Vox. That's a matchup that we see in the lane fairly often. This does mean that MOUSESPORTS, their final 2 picks, still could be just about anything.
They really can. I mean, there's so much open and so much strength, so much that they're comfortable on, that it's kind of tough to necessarily know exactly where they want to go with it. But with the Arden pickup right there, that's going to be, again, kind of sticking to what's closer to the norm.
Arden
and then Samuel probably here. Yep, Samuel's getting picked up here.
Lyra Samuel's so good.
It is. And MOUSESPORTS here will probably CP Glaive or Taka potentially here could work for them. Or they can even go with, I don't know if they play Baptiste or Koshka, but I think Taka or CP Glaive would make sense for them here.
Taka would make the most sense to me. You really need to get something, or even a Glaive could be, but you need something that can stop that Samuel from being able to just stay alive forever on the back lines of the fights, because that's really what they're going to be trying to do, is just keep the Samuel and the Vox safe on the back. Samuel's going to be eating a lot more of the damage than the Vox will be, hopefully, if everything goes according to plan, but the Samuel's going to be very, very difficult to take down.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they finish out this composition here, but as you rightly say, good amount of sustain on the lineup of FNATIC, so definitely expect something like a poison shiv to be built on the likes of this Gwen, just to make sure that they can't constantly keep topping themselves up.
Yeah.
But Arden, from what we've been talking about, Arden does kind of struggle into Lyra. It's going to be a Baptiste as the final pick.
I'm okay with the Baptiste. Baptiste can do well with the Ordained, can stop Vox and Samuel, because they move a lot while they're trying to deal their damage during a fight, but it's also very easy for those two to then just reflex block their way out, and then you have a Crucible as well from the Lyra. That's really the 2 major things they need to worry about.
So how do we feel this draft has panned out then? Do we feel like either team has an advantage, Suijay?
I really like the Baptiste pick because Lyra can portal out, but Samuel and Vox will need to get reflex blocks. On top of that, they have a Gwen stun as well. They have 2 slows. The Baptiste, Mojo, and Gwen can slow on top of the Outer and Vanguard. So I do like the composition that is coming out of MOUSESPORTS. So I'm going to go with them because I love Baptiste, and they're playing more NA style here.
Okay.
I actually really like the Baptiste into Samuel as well, because the Fearsome Shade can also, as soon as the Drifting Dark comes out, Fearsome Shade him, knock him out of that Drifting Dark, and once that Drifting Dark is rendered useless, so is Samuel.
All right, we'll see if they can make that happen. A lot of today has been about execution of these compositions. Let us know who you are supporting as we head into our grand final. Use that hashtag Vainglory8. Tag your teams, tag everybody you're talking about. But let's hand over to our casters one more time.
Hashtag Vainglory8 FNATIC win, or hashtag Vainglory8. It's MOUSESPORTS win. Not something you're expecting to say, Shinyi, at a final here in Europe. From 0 to hero, the transformation that Mouse has had from spring to summer season is immaculate. Possibly the biggest turnaround for an organization so far.
Yep, the new roster is exactly what they needed, and I feel like the last 4 weeks have done them a whole world of wonders. They've had an incredibly strong weekend so far. I don't think anyone can deny Nettola. I love what the 2 of them are doing right now. Nettola and Justman just being them. They're just being them.
They're just having fun, aren't they?
They're just having fun. It's all about fun.
It's respect. It's a bit of, you know what, Nettola, I saw you last game. Justman's like, you know what, I saw you there. I saw you against Mowgli, my former coach. Good stuff.
Oh,
and
so
I'm gonna get you back for it.
A little bit of a banter there as well. This Baptiste pick, it's not something that we've seen Europe play very much. It's not something that we saw particularly much in the spring season either, actually. And just seeing him being picked up at Europe, it's going to be very interesting. I don't think anyone... I've never seen Amdadun play Baptiste.
No. I've never seen him play it either, but we did see Von C play it yesterday for TSM, so clearly it's something that the North American meta deems like worthy as a CP jungler. And he did receive a a substantial buff in 2.5. We are playing on update 2.5. It's the last week of update 2.5. Next week is 2.6. Grace unlocked and everything. But, you know, CP ratios were increased from 90 to 110% for Batiste. His explosion crystal ratio up by 10%. Ordained was up. The range on it was pretty big. I think is maybe that Ordained buff because he was very short range, and so getting that extra range on it means that you can be a little bit further away, a little bit more safe, where you don't need to be quite up in the face to really land it.
Yeah, absolutely. And Netolet, his Lyra, that bulwark, every single time, if you see anyone diving straight at them, he throws down the bulwark. I feel like for this game, for the composition that MOUSESPORTS are playing, it's not going to be used as much. It's not, the importance is not going to be placed on the bulwark. But never mind, FNATIC doing a really strong job here in the lane, just pushing back Apfel and Just Man. The damage raining down is just so strong. It's forcing MDoom to come up to the lane now.
Yeah, he is coming up to the lane. He does land Ordained onto Palmatoro, trying to throw some bad mojos out to do damage. Oh, Netolet, he's so low, but he's going to just escape. And now I'm the Doom going to match this poke that Palmatoro is throwing out. Mouse need to get this Batiste ahead. If it falls behind, then it could become very underwhelming for the team. But if I'm the Doom is consistently stealing away jungle camps and putting up a lot of damage, keeping his experience in gold ahead of Palmatoro, then it could work out greatly for Mouse.
Yeah. And the thing is, when we're seeing the FNATIC, they're going for this 3-lane push quite aggressively. So Palmatoro's in the lane quite a lot. They're sharing the XP, they're sharing the gold, and just give I'm the Doom. He's on his jungle on his own. He's picking up the XP and gold that Palmatoro is not getting. And that, although it's working really well for FNATIC in the first few minutes, I think once we get a little bit later into the game, that's going to be more and more of a concern about who's going to be hitting that level 6 first. And the way it's going to be I'm the Doom.
Yeah, it is going to be I'm the Doom, which means Fearsome Shade will be unlocked here for Mouse. It's a very interesting ability, the only fear ability in the game, Shinyi. A fear makes enemies run away from the ability from your hero. So they will follow the line, I believe, of the Fearsome Shade as well. So we'll have to see how I'm the Doom uses that as an engage. Paired with a Gauntlet, then that's actually a lot of ability to catch someone up, because I don't believe you can use any reflex blocks or crucibles or fountains whilst you're feared. You lose complete control of your hero,
Yes.
which will mean that if a Gauntlet is placed just as Fearsome Shade is placed out, potential for Mouse to actually make FNATIC run into the Gauntlet is there.
Yeah, it definitely is. And actually, we're looking at the power specs right now. Netolet just a few hundred gold off from getting that fountain. Just Man's picked up the fountain. Apfel has a tension bow as well. This is a really strong power spec that we're seeing MOUSESPORTS in at the moment. I'm really hoping that we're going to be seeing them taking advantage of this. And I think we are, because we do see he's hit that level 6 already. Palmatoro a little bit far off from getting that Oblivion, but once that Oblivion comes on board, there are no reflex blocks on the side of MOUSESPORTS right now. So if he catches that multiple Oblivion and sends them to sleep, that is just so incredibly detrimental there towards MOUSESPORTS.
Yeah, and you can see that Netolet is consistently going to be trying to prevent an engage, using that Bright Bulwark to slow everyone down, make sure that they don't get on top of Techno JJ. He's going to have to be on point with those Bright Bulwarks, and the positioning of the team is going to have to be immaculate, because if you get caught in the Ordained, you're either forced to sit there inside the walls of the Ordained to avoid being stunned, or you use your reflex block to escape. Once you use your reflex block to escape, now you have a Gauntlet and a Fearsome Shade to use. So the CC lock potential, as well as Aces High from Apfel, is just really huge for the side of Mouse.
Absolutely true. You can also say the same thing for FNATIC, though. They do have that silence, and the silence hits I'm the Doom or Apfel. They are stuck there. And I think that's the case for seeing those boxes before, is that they are using that wave for in a really strong way in their utility. And oh, never mind. And also, if you think about the Oblivion coming out from Palmatoro as well, there's a heavy emphasis on getting those Crucibles early for both of the captains on both of those teams. And right now, Just Man, not really sure if he's going for War Treads or if he's going for Crucible straight away. I have a feeling he's going for that Crucible. Netolet still... Well, it looks like he's got that reflex block, so he's going to be going for that Crucible next as well.
Yeah, and it builds up health as well for the Lyra. It means the Imperial Sigil provides even more healing for the team. Another very slow start to the game. I'm actually a fan of games that are slow but very macro orientated. I'm a huge fan of seeing how teams kind of outplay each other without getting kills. And we saw it from FNATIC versus Dynasty. They were really owning the early game for quite some time, and even despite the fact that they were so far behind on kills, considering the actual kill count, they were able to bring the game way into their advantage just through superior play and positioning and engages. So I'm really excited to see this is happening again. You know, kind of. Oh wow, that is the ordained fearsome shade. No, not even fearsome shade. Just bad mojo. NetTolet stepping instantly into the wall. That's something to be scared of. Imagine if that's Techno JJ. NetTolet's tanky. That's a tanky character. Techno JJ won't survive that.
He definitely wouldn't. Neither would Palmatoro, to be honest, if he got hit by that. And if you're landing those combos, if you've got that clear hit, then we can see how much it does. And the thing is, with that Lyra though, it's all about being the back away in time and heal the rest of your team up. But FNATIC, they're doing a good job.
Oh, they're going in. Here comes the fearsome shade over the wall. A fear. They're walking in towards it, but NetTolet manages to pop it. Oh, Palmatoro gets popped. And Baptiste coming into the flavor for Mouse. 2 kills their way, and it is now going to be this turret coming out. Mouse just annihilate FNATIC from the fog of war, and they're going to push their gold lead up to 2,000.
Yep, it's absolutely all about the mind games here with that gauntlet. I really like the turnaround there, the decision making coming out from Justman to throw down the gauntlet, because at first instinct you kind of think it's going to be a defensive gauntlet. Atfo's very, very low health. He's been taking a lot of poke damage from FNATIC, but allowing that gauntlet to be thrown down, allowing I'm the Doom to move into place, he thrown down that ordained bad mojo combination straight onto Palmatoro, who's got no crystal defense, was just gave MOUSESPORTS the kind of the opportunity or that momentum to just rush forward, take down the turret, and pick up another kill there onto onto Techno JJ as well.
Yeah, incredible decision making there from Mouse, and they executed the wombo combo pretty well. Ace is high. If that hits Techno JJ, well, he is a dead man walking, and that was kind of without the necessity of a Fearsome Shade Gauntlet to really secure a kill. Now we'll have to see if Mouse can continue a gold lead and start snowballing this game towards their favor. There is excellent scaling on the side of FNATIC. Techno JJ's Fox, Palmatoro's Samuel, and of course Lyra, they all are excellent in the late game. I'm a little bit questioning the late game potential for Mouse. Do go for an engage. NetTolet will avoid it. That's going to be an Oblivion used defensively. They expected Mouse to rush straight in. Fearsome Shade does connect. It does push everyone back. NetTolet stunned up, but does get the Fountain out to save Techno JJ, but will not be able to save himself. The Gauntlet does stun Techno JJ. Atful goes forward and hits him with that buckshot boomstick combination, and another kill goes Mouse's way.
Yep, and Techno JJ and Palmatoro, they're looking a little bit lower in health, so this is a good opportunity for MOUSESPORTS to be going for the gold now, which they are doing right now. And we might be seeing some contests coming out from FNATIC. I'm not convinced that they're going to be able to get anything off the back of this.
Immense gold
They're not,
payout collected.
and that's an immense gold payout going towards MOUSESPORTS. They're increasing it fairly slowly but surely. It's a 3k gold lead now. System towards MOUSESPORTS, who have had absolutely stellar weekend here.
Fantastic weekend, fantastic first showing here in the summer season. This new super team formed by the Mouse organization, acquiring the Lemon and Lime roster and then picking up Justman and Iron the Doom as well, pairing it with Atful. It's just been beautiful to watch Shinyi, and whilst we are talking about them as if they have won this game, currently the plays that they are making have been superior to FNATIC at this point. However, I wonder if there is a ticking time bomb over their heads. I'm not sure if Baptiste's late game really holds up, and so we'll have to see whether or not Mouse can continue this and close out.
Yeah, it's all about seeing if they can maintain that snowball right now, and I feel like that the way that they've been playing they've been keeping their cool, and I feel like that they can continue to push this lead right now. We can see how much damage that I'm the Doom. I think when they're the ones that are sieging, they do a lot, especially I'm the Doom. When he throws out that bad mojo, it really does force FNATIC to break their positions. It looks like FNATIC, they're the ones that are going to be aggressive now. It's turning around.
NetToilette gets instantly stunned by the Aces High. Look at the damage they're going down. That's going to put some sleep. I'm the Doom going low. NetToilette, though, he's in trouble. Gauntlet going to catch him up. It catches all three, despite the reflex block, and they can just walk away. They've got lane advantage. If Palmatoro and Techno JJ want to try and defend this turret, they have to get up close and personal, and that's where Mouse want them to be. Buckshot slows. Palmatoro takes a huge beating from Apfel's boomstick with the tension bow, and Mouse continuing to find kills for themselves.
Yeah, the NetToilette's being the target of everything that MOUSESPORTS is throwing them. And that's the thing about Lyra as a captain, is that she's not one of those ones that can really soak up the damage the way like an Arden or a Finn can. And she's got a great utility from her kit. But if you do focus on the Lyra, especially with the amount of burst, the amount of damage that MOUSESPORTS have, we can see how quickly she does go down. And I do like this approach that MOUSESPORTS are doing, is just take down the captain, forcing the two carries just to back away, because there's not really that much they can do without their healer and without their peel.
And I wonder if that Aces High was intended for NetToilette. I think it was probably aimed towards Techno JJ or Palmatoro, but because the aggressive portal from NetToilette and just the timing that was Apfel throwing out that Aces High, it really shut down FNATIC's ability to engage, because they lost their playmaking captain immediately in that engage. Now at this 13-minute mark, a 4,000 gold lead accumulated here for Mouse. They're looking to try and continue snowballing. They want a turret, but more importantly, they want to find an ace so they can really do some great damage. That gauntlet going to be up in 20 seconds, and that's what we're expecting to really start the fight. But never mind, it's going to be Fearsome Shade blocked up, but it's not enough. That's Palmatoro falling. A wait for it silences everyone. They're going to pro out the Atlas as well, but this Mojo, the bad Mojo from I'm the Doom, really just living up to his name. Star player of this weekend.
Oh, absolutely.
Easily. So many questions about I'm the Doom last season. This guy is just a one trick. He can only pay Kestrel. His hero pool is weak. Right now, I'm the Doom is playing a new hero every game. Every game this season so far, all 6 of them, he's played new heroes so far, Shinyi, and he has won with them, put up immaculate responses.
And yet he absolutely has. That throw that Fearsome Shade there. The way that they were fighting was that FNATIC were running down a narrow channel. It was just so easy to throw it in the line and catch all 3 of them. And it was just it was not great positioning coming from FNATIC. MOUSESPORTS really caught them out. And I think we have to give a lot of kudos there to I'm the Doom. An incredible repertoire of heroes that he's playing. I mean, they've all been CP.
I will correct myself. He did lose that one game.
It doesn't matter.
Can't quite remember which hero it was on, but it doesn't matter who does it, because he has proven that he has a huge hero pool to come out and play a new hero in every game so far this week in the 6 games he's played so far. That is just an impressive performance so far. And if I'm the Doom wins this with Batiste, a relatively new hero to the competitive scene, then that is just adding to that CV.
Yeah, I think a lot of the teams will be keeping an eye on this Batiste and how he's performing. So we did see Von C playing him yesterday in their games against Cloud9 and TSM's games against Cloud9. And it looks like the Kraken has now spawned. 6-0. MOUSESPORTS are just waiting for that fight. You can see, I don't really know where they are, but they're not going to get that chance to fight though, because they're just teleporting back. I'm wondering if this is a good time for them just to push that lane up a little bit more.
Yeah, you push the lane up, it forces FNATIC to go clear it, and it allows Mouse to set up vision, gives them control over the middle of the map, and you know, a bit of extra gold as well from the fronts. Going to see infusions come out for everyone so far. I think I'm the Doom will pick one up as well. No, he opts in for the Broken Myth instead, so we will be looking to farm up as much gold as possible to try and hit that 500 mark so we can buy an infusion before a Kraken fight comes out.
Yes, that's exactly what they are doing, just keeping that vision out, just knowing exactly where FNATIC are the entire time. Looking at I'm the Doom though, so he's got that clockwork which gives that extra crystal amplification and not really much defense, and I think that's part of the issue to do with FNATIC's comp, is that there's not really any hero with that particular dive. Against Techno JJ, he can really get right into the nitty-gritty and get right on top of MOUSESPORTS, but that just puts him in a bad position. They don't really have that hard CC, such as a Catherine Rudolph or even that Quibble from a Finn. Oh dear.
Fusion purchase now for I'm the Doom. This is the point. Mals are now looking for an engage here. NetToilette is the only man standing on the Halcyon Fold without a infusion of his own. Well, they look for the gauntlet here. Everyone's starting to group up, and he's about to become empowered here. I'm the Doom. That's when that bad mojo really does the most work for this CP jungler, the Baptiste. Now, Mao's just starting to fall back. They go to the lane once more. They push it to try and force FNATIC to come to them.
Yeah, they absolutely are. And I think they have to be careful when the Doom's poking away like that, is that he is building up his broken mist stacks fairly easily. We saw him going up to 3 stacks just then. Oh no, they stun him!
Yeah, they stun Techno JJ. The Fearsome Shade is still available. He has gone so low. I'm the Doom actually taking a lot of beating as well. Justman going to step in front to take these Malice and Verdicts, but look at the energy bar on Palmatoro. It is non-existent at this point. And Mouse, what will they do with this now? Turret diving in. Now they want this fight here, FNATIC, but the gauntlet is up, and here it comes. Down it goes. Palmatoro blown up. Nectalet caught on the walls. He's going to try and heal himself and escape. Fearsome Shade connects onto, was the ordained onto Techno JJ. The audio cues on Baptiste definitely, they confuse me a little bit, Shinyi, but I'm the Doom is just expertly catching people out.
3-0 and 4. I think there was one opening. There was definitely one opening in that last fight where Techno JJ threw out the wave for it. We could just see just how much damage it was doing to him. He really had to disengage from that fight very quickly because he was only sitting on that light shield at the time. So any damage being thrown at him just takes a lot out. And I think that's something you have to be careful about. He's doing a very good job of positioning. I think stylistically, his Baptiste is played very similar to his Castro. He's positioning, if you keep an eye on it. He's using his crowd control very well, using that ordained. And I feel like FNATIC, they're not really sure how to deal with his Baptiste. They're not really getting that dive. So we saw the arcane passage come out from Netzel a bit, missed the mark onto I'm the Doom.
Yep, and this is what they need to do. They need to try and blow up I'm the Doom, single him out, but it's very difficult. The ordained lock someone up immediately. Fearsome Shade can be used defensively as well as offensively, and they've got the gauntlets as well to really hold people up. Very interesting item picked up here by by Justman, looking to try and slow down. Oh, Techno JJ dodges the Aces High, and that's going to be the Oblivion going out. Wait for it, silences up, but they block both up. Feared out, gauntlet there. It looks like Nectalet will fall. Palmatoro trying to throw out the damage, but now they're just going to keep bursting forward. Apple with a double, Apple with a triple. That is his 4th or 5th triple of this weekend. Apple, a monster performance from this man. An ace clean for Mouse. They're going to get the Kraken and they're going to push the lane.
Oh, they're getting everything. 10 and 0. 8k ahead in gold. And I've got to say, if you're looking the way FNATIC are playing, it's not that they're struggling to find faults with it. They're building perfectly. Their defense is fine. It's just that they are not able to deal with this Baptiste. And I think in the games, I think you said in the first game, in the first series of today of MOUSESPORTS, you were saying I'm the Doom. He's one of those make it or break it players. And this is the game where he has really shone through. It's all about I'm the Doom in this game. His jungle performance, his performance on that Baptiste, he's got that Aegis now. This will make it so much more difficult for the Samuel to even get any damage on him.
Apple is, you know, I've casted Apple so many times, Shinyi. I do VGL weekly for the Challenger series. I've always been a fan of the Lemon and Lime roster. I always thought they had a place in the VG8. They obviously had to clean up their play. Now Apple is here, and the performances he's put up this weekend, it's so surprising to me because I didn't realize he was capable of such high-level weapon power laning. We had a discussion about Apfel and whether or not he would be able to perform against some of these European laners, and his performance has been godlike. Look at this, Techno JJ goes down to half HP, and Apfel is just sitting on the back line ready to throw out the damage. Mal's looking for the engage, it's going to be the Oblivion blocked up, Justman taking the brunt of it. A kill goes over to I'm the Doom, and this should just be a cleanup now as the double goes out. They're going to chase down Palmatoro. They just want to finish the game, and Apfel will be able to take down the Samuel. Game 1 of this final series goes to MOUSESPORTS.
Perfect game as well. I think that's the second perfect game of today, and it's gone to MOUSESPORTS. Incredible performance from I'm the Doom. He's had that Kestrel denied from him every single time, and he is showing that he is not a one-trick Kestrel. He's playing a different hero every single game this weekend.
It's almost a statement, a PR statement. It's look at my hero pool. Fear MOUSESPORTS. 1 game win, spring season entirety. They've just taken the first game of a final series against FNATIC. Incredible stuff from them. What do you make of that, Desk?
Yeah, incredible performance coming out from Mouse there. Honestly, with FNATIC having such a dominant performance in the series before and then walking in and just getting shut out by Mouse, that says huge statements about where Mouse is in terms of the European ladder.
Yeah, I mean, MouseSports has looked so impressive. It's still tough to like wrap my head around that concept because they have been down at the bottom of the standings for so long as an organization. But now this season, they have this new lineup, this new roster, and it is pulling in dividends here in week 1.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, and Justman did a really good job on Arden. He didn't gauntlet immediately. He waited for the right moment to gauntlet, to trap everyone in when they're trying to run away. They also timed the Fearsome Shades really well. They pushed Palmatar out of his drifting darks often, and sometimes Palmatar actually didn't play Sam that well. He had some bad drifting dark placements that didn't go in the direction that he wanted. So really nice shot. I can't believe how good I'm the Doom is on this Baptiste. I mean, his positioning, his ability to get empowered and then abuse that empowered period. Really, really nice shot from I'm the Doom for sure.
Yeah, I'm the Doom. The question of him being a one-trick is well and truly gone now. And honestly, we were coming into the Vainglory 8 saying, you know, Mouse, they've got this old reputation to abolish. I think that's already gone. That's well and truly out of the window. This new Mouse looking phenomenal so far, and we've got some replays of that game as well.
Yeah, and these were the last couple of fights in the game. You can see just how well Mouse is moving throughout these fights, especially this gauntlet is so good. Even though mostly, for the most part, gets blocked, that's still damage that they're having to take. You're forcing your opponents to eat that. And it was just the positioning of everything MouseSports was doing was just on point.
And it trapped Netolek because Netolek used the Crucible to try to block the Fearsome Shade. So Netolek had nowhere to run. So that was really good play. And you can see the positioning here. Like look at Justman. He's low and he uses he basically positions really well and baits a lot of the attacks and just backs off the right time. I mean, all the players on this team just know when to back off, and then when they do back off and kite, they both the carries, Apple and I'm the Doom, will focus the person that's trying to jump on one of them. So the synergy is definitely there, and a good play is the beginning of the game at the very when they get the first turret. Apple landed a beautiful aces high, and that's where ultimates play a huge role at that level 6 power spike.
Yeah, and honestly, like just the sheer juggling of aggro, right? The coordination within the team during these fights, but we do need to move on into this second draft. So Mouse having such a dominant performance, is there something that FNATIC needs to drastically change coming into this next draft?
I don't know if it's something that needs to drastically change in the draft. I mean, I do feel like MouseSports had the better draft, but it wasn't like by a massive margin. It wasn't one of those situations where I look at the draft and say, oh, MouseSports is going to win this one because they have such a strong draft. Like, it wasn't that bad. So I think the draft isn't where the issues lie, right, in this matchup against MouseSports.
My thoughts is FNATIC played a comp they're super comfortable on. Lyra, Vox, Samurai, that's their bread and butter, what they're known for. So if I were FNATIC, I'd be really worried right now, unless I have a trump card and I'm going to pull out a comp that I've been working on that now I need to pull out. Yeah,
that was literally their 3 most played heroes last season, 15, 14, and 11 games each on Lyra, Vox, and Samuel. So that is the comfort comp for FNATIC, and it just got beat. That's scary.
Well, there is a lot of stuff in the arsenal of FNATIC that we saw in the last series. Quite a few off-the-wall picks. And I mean, Scarf, for example, we saw in the last series, as well as Sky. Could well be seeing them pull something similar out. Is that an avenue they can go down, or is that kind of too risky to go for?
Risky. Sky's not good into Baptiste because Baptiste is just anti-mobile heroes. So let's see what they're going to decide here. So the Baron ban's going to come. I have a feeling that they're probably going to ban Grumpjar or Vox, and MouseSports will probably take the Vox away from Techno because Techno is going to want to play either Vox, like a Black Feather potentially. So I think MouseSports may either do that or even take away Lyra from them since FNATIC's so popular in Lyra.
Vox makes so much sense because, again, even though Apfel looked good on the Gwen, his Vox is his best hero, in my opinion. I have not seen Apfel play a hero better than Vox, so.
We'll see how he's going to manage to pull that one out in this game and what FNATIC are actually going to answer with here. Honestly, I think there's an argument with the second rotation of bans to even look at taking away the Baptiste because I'm the Doom dominated on that Baptiste.
Baptiste was incredibly powerful, but I don't know if it's something that you take away because it's generally used as a counter pick. It's not really something that teams are willing to pick up blindly, so I don't know if it's something that needs to be put onto the ban list.
Yeah, let's see what FNATIC's going to do here. They may potentially ban away Lyra because giving Lyra with Vox is very strong. because of the poison ship and the additional heal on top of that. I think on this side, they're going to ban away potentially Samuel because FNATIC's so strong on Samuel or Blackfeather because Sentinel plays Blackfeather so well, and that's a really strong combo with this Arden here. Yep, they're going to go ahead with the Blackfeather. So FNATIC now, they might take the Samuel because Samuel Arden is a very strong combo together. However, they're going to have to deal with the CP Kestrel, so they may want to just pick the Samuel to play skill matchup into the CP Kestrel here, or they may secure a laner like Idris, Glaive is really good here. So they're going to weapon Glaive and probably end up with Samuel, which what they did play yesterday, I believe.
Yeah, certainly comfort picks once again, but comfort picks weren't good enough in this first game of the series. Mouse, they have themselves their Vox, and they have 2 picks now available to round out their composition. What would you expect Mouse to look for here? Yeah,
they can do a lot. They can do Rhyme, they can do Samuel, they can do CP Kestrel. They can also even do Baptiste still in this composition, and take Finn, for example, because Just Man's Finn's really good. So I can see Finn potentially coming out to also counter that Glaive.
It's very likely to be a Finn, with the Arden, the Lyra, and the Glaive all taken off the board. I mean, Finn is just kind of seems to be the next step for the captains, and that is what they're going to go ahead and lock in.
All right, so the Finn will be picked up alongside that Vox, and now just the final pick for each of the teams, just the final lock-in to round out these comps once again. We're expecting that Glaive definitely just to go to lane, no chance of that going in the jungle?
Most likely lane, and then MOUSESPORTS might take a CP Kestrel here, and that's a really solid composition because
I'm really scary composition.
Yeah, Finn with Kestrel is extremely strong. It's going to be really hard to get onto that Kestrel. So let's see what they're going to decide to do here, but I think Kestrel may be the most likely pick here.
Yeah, you get that big brick wall of a Finn to just stand in front, and Kestrel can just
lay
out
the
down. The Baptiste comes in again, though. They're definitely favoring that. I'm the Doom, loving this new Baptiste jungle pick. We'll see how that's going to pan out for them. Obviously, as you guys rightly say, blindly picking that.
Yeah, I think FNATIC will probably go with Skye or Scarf here, most likely, because they're going to weapon power this Glaive.
Yeah, well, a lot of teams haven't been doing the blind Baptiste pick. I don't think it's that big of I don't think it's an issue to go for the blind Baptiste because it limits what your opponents can pick. Yes, they can just go ahead and pick something that doesn't really get too heavily affected by the Baptiste, but at the same time, you're forcing them into something that doesn't get too heavily affected by the Baptiste. So it limits the options that FNATIC will have available. Maybe they were thinking about a Skye with the Glaive Arden, but now that's something that is kind of off the table a bit because of the Baptiste pick.
Yeah, the Baptiste, obviously a fairly lower health pool as well, so potential to try and catch him out, but with how perfect the positioning has been from I'm the Doom in this series, that shouldn't be too much of an issue. The Scarf is going to be the lock-in. So now, with these 2 compositions, the Scarf once again picked up for FNATIC. How are we feeling about this match, Suijay?
I really like MOUSESPORTS. Again, Baptiste with Finn, that's extremely strong. If he gets stunned by the Ordain, if they stand and fight in the Ordain, Mr. Finn's going to walk up and just quibble you to death. So that's a really good combination.
I do like that combo, but I also really like the Scarf here, because Scarf into Finn and Baptiste, that's... One, Scarf doesn't have to move a whole lot when going up against the Baptiste, and the Finn is an easy target to hit your Spitfires on and build up broken mid stacks as long as they can get the Scarf into the late game.
All right, so very quickly, is Mouse going to be able to finish this with a 2-0?
Yeah, I believe so. They've been playing so well, and Afo is really shining. He's really lived up to be a top VG8 laner now.
Okay.
They definitely have the chance and the potential to 2-0, but I don't think it's a guarantee.
That is the least committal prediction I have ever heard. It is going to be a Mouse desk, though. I asked for
you
a
said,
prediction.
Do they have a chance
for a prediction.
You said, do they have a chance to?
Moving on, you guys, we want to know what your predictions are as well. Hashtag Vainglory is the Twitter tag. Get involved online. But with that, we're going to pass it once again over to our wonderful casters.
Hey, Shinyi, I've got a prediction for you. MOUSESPORTS might win, or they might not.
Oh, wow. Groundbreaking.
Groundbreaking predictions there. You know what? I actually wanted to kind of test the waters before this day started. I put a poll out to see what people thought who would win the first week of European Summer Season. And 38% of the people thought FNATIC would, 27% of the people thought MOUSESPORTS would. And here we are, Mouse 1-0 up in the finals against FNATIC. Looks like the 2 favorites from the public on Twitter have made it this far, but it's possibly the unexpected result of Mouse that is the key talking point.
Or the unexpected result of the Crystal Baptiste playing off perfectly. But this time they are facing off against Glaive. Techno JJ's lane. Glaive, which has had absolutely incredible KDAs every single time he has played it.
Justman and NetTolet are doing it again.
Every single time. I love it. It's just such
I
a
love
bromance.
it.
Such a bromance.
But they don't have much to do right now, you know? The captain's job in the early game usually is a scouting job, so if they both meet each other in the middle, like, oh, we're both going to scout each other's jungle, you might as well just hold position and throw a couple of chuns.
They're like, I see you, I recognize that you're here, and that is all we will do.
And despite the result, I love you, is the result. Vainglory is love, Shinyi.
Vainglory is life.
So, where will this game go? Committing to the Baptiste here from I'm the Doom. It had a massive explosive result in the game against FNATIC earlier, but they don't have the Arden to lock people down this time. Instead, it is this Finn for Justman. And Techno JJ is playing this infamous Glaive, you know, immense KDA. If you add up the two scores and have that KDA over those games that he's played, Glaive, it's been insane, almost getting nightmare status on both his games. He was 1 away on game 2. This is it. Is Techno JJ's Glaive good enough to carry them against Mouse in this game 2?
I think we'll have to see. I think I'm the Doom's proven himself. Sorry, I love it when they get rooted. Has proven himself, especially that Crystal Baptiste. I feel like FNATIC really didn't know how to handle it this time. They've had a few minutes to recuperate, rethink about their tactics, and I think with that Arden there on NetTolet, they have a much better chance. Oh, Apfel.
Oh, Apfel is okay.
Oh,
he's actually okay. This is the first time that a gank from Techno JJ
feels bad, man.
and he hasn't resulted in a kill. Apfel has defeated the first afterburn from Glaive. But it is coming back up 1 second. Will he go in for a second one? Will he be able to defeat the second afterburn from Glaive? That is the question. Currently keeping his distance, respecting the potential that he gets knocked out of position. And with Palmatore showing his face in the lane, there's no way Apfel is going to over-aggress.
Yes, I think he's keeping well back this time. You can see from the positioning on the lane, just keeping really quite close to that turret there. And Justman has his quibble and Flight's company on hand just to prevent those ganks from coming. But that is how Techno JJ has been playing this Glaive every single time. Consistent lane ganks, rotations from Palmator. He just rotates up to the lane, has that scout up in the bush, so they prevent those invades coming out from I'm the Doom. And they just pull off these ganks time after time, and they usually almost always pull off.
Yeah, they do, and it's how Techno JJ scales so heavily into the late game, despite Palmatoro's strength. It is really strong. Now, Vox, a very mobile hero, of course, can jump away with his Sonic Zoom, which does prevent some of the afterburns from putting you in a fatal position. But it's probably more the respect that Apfel is showing to Techno JJ that's more impressive. He is playing so far back in the lane, really just doesn't want to give any opening to Techno JJ to really be able to afterburn him out of safety. Absolutely,
he's definitely doing that. He's keeping his farm. He's keeping equal, well, almost equal with Techno JJ there. And the whole time, it's all this is completely a battle between the laners right now. I'm the Doom and Palmator. They're both getting their chance in their jungle. There's not really much contest over here about who's going to win the control of the jungle. They're getting their sides, and every single time we're seeing the junglers rotating up to the lane there. And Techno JJ is going to get some damage down onto the turrets. So far in the past few games that we've been seeing, they've been generally quite slow starts. We've not been seeing many deaths happening quite early. It's very, very cerebral with how they're playing. It's all about that macro play. And I have a feeling this is going to be a similar story this time as well.
I agree. I think that we will see these teams use that rotational advantage to try and gain some advantages, but for FNATIC, they have this consistent threat that is Techno JJ. He does get spotted by the flare, so Mouse will have the presence of mind to not overextend, but now with I'm the Doom at level 6, Fearsome Shade available, maybe look for that. That's going to be Ordained, stunning up NetTolet, but not too much damage coming out just yet. Apfel has to be careful. He is the key target of Palmatoro's Goop, Spitfire, and Techno JJ's Afterburn, and it's something that he has to consistently be present about.
And I think what's a little different this game is, for the Baptiste anyway, is that we are seeing the members of FNATIC, they're playing heroes that have a little bit higher base health, a bit more tankier than they were before. Because before when we saw Palmatora and NetToilette on that Samuel and Lyra, we saw how quickly they were going down to the Ordained Bad Mojo combination. And this time they're on heroes that are a little bit more durable, so maybe I'm the Doom will not be to burst him down as quickly as he was in the last game. So a little bit different circumstances here for the two teams.
And this is the first time that we've seen TechnoJJ not snowball this glaive, which is actually quite interesting because it makes you wonder how it's going to result. Oh, I'm the Doom gets pushed in, but he has the ability to escape. That's Ordained going down. Fearsome Shade throws everyone away. The damage is so huge, and Mouse are just going to disengage that fight easily.
I just like that you could see the kind of the mental cogs turning there. Instead of running away as most Batiste would do, he kind of stood his ground and went, okay, I'm going to throw down my Ordained, it's going to catch all three members because they are running at me as a 3. And it forced FNATIC to turn tail, and this is a 1v3 situation because Apfel and Justman were on the other side of the wall. I really like that kind of thinking that was going down there. He made the best of a bad situation, no kills went down from that, and there's been going to be no objectives taken as well either.
And the great thing about Batiste's passive Reap is that the auto attacks bring back health to you, so by standing his ground and threading auto attacks in between his abilities, he's actually sustaining his health back up as well, Shinyi.
Yeah, he definitely is, and he's going for the Shas class first this time. And I think last time we saw him going for the Clockwork second, and then going for the Broken Myth last. And I think that was a combination that worked out really well. I have a feeling he's gonna be going for this as well, so he can constantly throw out those bad mojos on Ordained. And there's a really nice kind of peeling mechanisms, forcing FNATIC back, especially with TechnoJJ there on that melee glaive, who has to get into close range. Having that Ordained up pretty regularly is going to be very bad news for FNATIC or for TechnoJJ once he's going to be a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah, no, for sure. Once more, another slow start to the game, Shinyi. 7.5 minutes and we don't see a kill just yet, but Justman has got that Forced Accord available, and NetToilette has not completed his Crucible. 1,000 gold in the piggy bank, so he might be close to completing that crucial item, and he is. That does mean that that small window of opportunity for Justman is escaped. The Crucibles will be there for NetToilette to block up Justman's ultimate, if he is on time, of course. Apfel, Poison Shiv as his second item, and it's matched by TechnoJJ as well. In fact, sorry, Sorrowblade, second item, I believe. I mean, NetToilette stunned up, Quibble slows down. Mouse, once more, feel very comfortable in scaling. They don't want to take unnecessary fights. They are very content scaling. Actually, Infusion's purchased. Oh, it's a double Infuse. Here we go. Mouse, they're going to look for a fight now. That's going to be Forced Accord pulling in, but it's blocked. Ordained onto NetToilette. Wait for it. Will silence up. They can't quite find a full commit. Justman is very low. A fountain will be necessary to keep him alive. If FNATIC turn around, it is currently an Infusion advantage. As soon as I'm the Doom pops the one that he has in his inventory, and as soon as he does, that's when you know Mouse are wanting to take the fight.
Get the life spring, just keep him alive, so he doesn't have to use the fountain just yet. And TechnoJJ, look at the damage he is doing there.
Ooh, Ordained goes down. That's going to be I'm the Doom pushed in. He's in the gauntlet walls. He's going very low, but he blows up. TechnoJJ, first blood goes over to Apfel, and you see that Infusion popped immediately from I'm the Doom for the extra damage. Mouse, their macro play, they are stealing so many tricks from North America. And this was kind of one of the things that a lot of people were hoping the Unified Western Live Championship would do, would teach these European teams how North America play the meta, and hopefully start bringing these metas closer and making the competition between Europe and North America a little bit closer as well.
I think it's definitely become apparent. We're seeing those North American infusions just kind of just going through Europe in terms of the play style as well as the drafting style as well. And I think this is the Unified Championships are absolutely incredible watching the two regions matching up. And although Europe wasn't successful, they've certainly shown that they've learned some few tricks there from North America.
And Justman and I'm the Doom playing for Team Secret against Gangstars on day 2 of the Unified Western Live Championship was easily my favorite game of the whole tournament. You know, it was a 5-game series all the way to the end, and it was unsure whether or not Team Secret would be the first European team to beat a North American team. Gangstars prevailed in Game 5, but right now it seems like I'm the Doom and Justman have learned a couple of tricks, and they're bringing this to Apfel, to Mouse. Currently with a 1,000 gold lead, the consistency in their infusions. Techno JJ once more caught in an Ordained. The burst from the bad Mojo. Mouse are just pulling some amazing little poking tricks out of their bags.
Yes, that is definitely happening. I'm the Doom. Going for that clockwork again this time. I think almost enough gold before you can buy it. And it just feels like Palmator, he's throwing at those Spitfires. They're hissing every now and again. But right now, I just feel like the members of MOUSESPORTS are dodging. And even with a Finn there frontlining, it's so easy as a Scarf going to Finn to be building up those broken myth stacks. And he doesn't have that broken myth yet. And he's going, I think he's going for that E for the extra sustain, which does make sense. But I would like to be seeing that broken myth coming up at some point, because I think Scarf going to Finn is just an incredible matchup. I think if you have the chance to be going against Finn, going for that broken myth earlier is just, I think gives you just a slight advantage.
You easily stack up the broken myth on a Finn, as well as a breaking point if we're going to see that, but it's likely going to be a tension bow, a last item for Techno JJ, continuing the consistency that is the on-hit effect from the afterburn, the crit as well, and the armor piercing. 12 minutes, Xinyi, 1-0, 2,000 gold now, starting to build up for Mouse. But the scaling, of course, is there for the team, and they are consistently trying to force FNATIC into a position where they can win a team fight and get perhaps a turret or a gold mine for it. Ordained onto Techno JJ, he stands his ground this time, rather than walking into the wars, which means that the Ordained will not have as much of an effect onto this glaive.
Yeah, you can definitely see he's being a little bit more cautious there, because if he knows that he goes in with the afterburn, he could get the chain fall up of the Quibble or even the Ordain, and that's not a situation he wants to be in right now. I think they're just allowing the chance for Palmator to be poking away with the Spitfire. He's doing a good job with it so far, hitting Apfel and Justman there. And they're just, I think he's no longer wanting him being engaging with those afterburns, but using it mid-fights. And right now, they're just really not getting, neither of the teams are finding the openings that they're wanting. It just meant he does have that Force Cord available. This could be the opening they're looking for.
Is separated, yeah. He pops his boots to try and escape, but Mouse instantly go to the lane where Techno JJ is by himself. Ordain can trap Techno JJ up, which will make that afterburn not as effective. He does get pulled back in, forced to cord blocked by a Crucible from Net to Let. And this is what this Ordain does. We saw it from Gabe Vizzle against TSM in the semifinals of the Unified Western Live Championship. It shuts down highly mobile heroes like Koshka, which was what Vonzi was playing. You pop the Ordained on, and it stops them from either engaging on you and escaping, which is what a Glaive and a Koshka want to do, or progressing further into the backline. And it also can really just prevent them from escaping your clutches. Really forces a lot of abilities, whether it be a reflex block or a Crucible. We'll have to see if it's as successful against this Glaive. Justman, pretty big quibble, but Mouse not looking for an engage.
Yeah, they're not looking for the engage quite yet, and we're seeing Palmator, he's dealing a lot of damage there onto Justman and the Doom, and actually you can see how quickly he's managed to burn down the Finn to about half health.
6 broken myth stacks as well.
Yeah, he's got it. He's gone for the broken myth before the Eve of Harvest, something that I really approve of. He's got the Void Battery still, so he won't be having as much issues with the energy. And this is exactly the approach you want to be going. You want FNATIC just be poking away slowly. You don't want them to be ultra aggressive, because MOUSESPORTS with this composition have forced FNATIC to change their playstyle. Because before, with this Glaive Scarf combo, it was all about the heavy engagements, aggressive engagements with the Glaive Afterburn. And this time, the focus has shifted onto Palmator being the main damage dealer here.
Well, Quibble will land onto Techno JJ. I'm the Doom is coming into the lane, forced to cord, blocked once more by Net to Let, not allowing those forced cords to cause trouble yet for FNATIC. But Justman will pop his boots to get into the shop quickly and upgrade them to a War Treads. It's getting a bit of extra usage from those travel boots, of course. Why not? Aegis completed for Apfel as he builds a Piercing Spear, maybe going towards a Bonesaw last item on this box. Very interesting, but I like it.
I definitely like it as well, and we also see Justman going with the extra kinetic shield there as well, and I have no doubt that he'll be going for that Aegis as well, just to offer that extra protection, because he knows it's easy for Scarf to be hitting him, and having that extra shield just keeps him alive for a little bit longer. I think what we're seeing right now is Oh no, MOUSESPORTS are going to be going back. FNATIC, they're always constantly trying to apply pressure to that lane. We're going to be seeing a pause here.
Yep, so we'll find out as soon as possible, Xinyi, what the pause is about. Hopefully we can get that information fed to us, but it gives us a chance at this 15.5-minute mark to kind of break down the standings. It's been a very slow game with not much ground won. 1 kill over 2 at full for MOUSESPORTS. It's a 2,500 gold lead currently for MOUSESPORTS as well. But let's remind ourselves, no turrets have been taken. I don't believe a gold miner was secured. The Kraken is now on the Halcyon Fold.
Yeah, the Kraken was not taken as well. Apples, he's currently out farming TechnoJJ in terms of CS, 17 ahead, and looks like we are out of the pause.
All right, well, you're just going to have to cover me for a little bit, Xinyi, as I get my client back up and running.
Of course. So, MOUSESPORTS, they are just, this is the same patient game that FNATIC have been playing. This is what they've been really good at so far, is just slowly poking away here. But MOUSESPORTS, they know the game as well. They're just waiting for that opportunity. We've seen the infusions coming out. I think this is actually the moment we're going to be seeing a little bit more aggression coming out from MOUSESPORTS as they're going to be trying to pick up that first major objective. That is the Kraken!
That damage onto NetToilette. The wait for it flies out and it doesn't get blocked up, but the silence will not be enough to catch FNATIC with their pants down just yet, though. NetToilette being forced back, it's an opportunity for I'm the Doom to siege this turret with his bad mojo pokes. You can see them trying to clear this wave as quickly as possible. Wall Treads purchased immediately by NetToilette to try and get back into lane as quickly as possible. FNATIC may pull the trigger as soon as NetToilette's here. They might just go instantly for the engage, and look at this. Justmen going for the turret. Gauntlet goes down, Justmen low. It's going to be this Palmatora going out, but NetToilette is just doing so much work for the team, keeping them at bay as TechnoJJ goes down. He is going to be forced back, but surprisingly, Justmen still alive in it all. And man, I'm the Doom. This energy regen that he has going on this Batiste is incredible. It's almost like he's never out.
It definitely feels like that. I'm sorry, but just in that last fight, the risk that Justman took there, with just going straight into the midst of all 3 members of FNATIC to try and get onto the turret was absolutely incredible, because they really did try and turn everything on him. And the gauntlet was thrown down, trapping him, but Apfel and I'm the Doom just completely turned that around, throwing in because FNATIC were playing so much emphasis there onto Justman. I'm the Doom and Apfel had kind of free reign to just deal damage back and to force them back as well. And yet, not a kill. There was not a single kill in that last team fight.
Yeah, no, not a single kill, just a turret taken. Now a 4,000 gold lead. This is incredible Vainglory right here. The ability to take objectives and gain advantage without kills is something definitely to respect. Whether or not there's been the potential to get kills is a different question, but that is not the question we're asking right now. Xinyi, 18 minutes, a single kill in this game, but FNATIC have never had an opportunity to open up any advantages for themselves.
They definitely haven't. I would quite like to see Justman go for that Echo again. I feel like it worked very well in last time, because again,
NetToilette played it.
What?
It was NetToilette's Echo.
NetToilette. Right, well, I feel like Justman could take a page from NetToilette's book and get an Echo, because it worked extremely well, because NetToilette's been blocking every single force to chord so far.
Well, there's another
like
one. But what NetToilette used the Echo for was the quibbles. You lock someone up with a quibble, you echo, you lock them up again. It just provides so much CC. Yes, of course, the double force to chord is there, and that's the flashy ability that you want to see it used for. It's a bit like Catherine's Blast Tremor, but the CC lock from the quibble is actually slightly more advantageous because it's AoE. Huge, huge, huge. That's Tension Bow finished now for this glaive. Like we mentioned, it was likely going to be a breaking point. Ooh, that's Palmatora. Just about escapes the Ordained with a reflex block of his own. It is the Bone Saw, though, for Apfel here, trying to chew through the armor that is starting to stack up, though Palmatora doesn't have any armor for himself.
He doesn't have any armor, exactly, but I think that's why he's an easy target. And as we were saying about the Echo Force to Chord, Quibble, yes, great ability if you're able to kind of pull off 2 consecutive ones, but the issue is right now with FNATIC is that MOUSESPORTS are not able to get FNATIC in close range. It's so much a poke game that if you are able to pull them in and just catch Palmatoro out, or even catch Techno JJ out, Palmatoro, he does not have any escape as that Scarf, whereas Techno JJ, he's got the Afterburn, NetToilette has the Gauntlet or even the Vanguard as well. So Palmatoro, if they are able to catch him out, that is just major, that is what they want to be doing in those team fights.
Certainly, if they catch Palmatoro out, then it is huge because Techno JJ just doesn't have the massive power spike and advantage that he's had in previous games where Palmatoro has been behind and Palmatoro has been the main focus. Techno JJ has been able to hard carry FNATIC with this glaive when he gets ahead, but he is currently at an equal ground. It's going to be another fight breaking out. Apfel caught in the Gauntlet wars, and they're diving forward to try and get him. Techno JJ on top. I'm the Doom is there to try and protect. Will he be able to do work? Fearsome Shade goes out, but it doesn't look good for Mouse as Justman's going down. Oh, never mind. They blow up Techno JJ, and I'm the Doom will get the credit. A second kill for the Mouse squad, and that's going to be NetToilette caught on up, and I think he will be going down as well. A double for I'm the Doom. MOUSESPORTS just able to keep themselves alive, turn fights on their heels, and now they're going to look for a Kraken.
And they're going to get that Kraken. Palmatoro, he does have a chance of stealing it. He's full health. Trying to get the tree out there to regenerate his energy there. But I feel that with MOUSESPORTS, the way they have been playing that composition so far, because in the last team fight, it was looking so good. They burst Justman down to about like a sixth of his health. But Techno JJ, he went in so deep there, and I think that was their mistake, was that he went in so far forward that he wasn't really able to rejoin the rest of his team. Palmatoro was a little bit too far away to try and deal damage there, and it looks like MOUSESPORTS, they're getting the Kraken, they're making the moves in this game.
Yeah, at this 21-minute mark, they have taken the Kraken. They have the advantage in gold, almost full builds all around. Apfel has been it for some time now. It's I'm the Doom looking to finish off his last item, and I'll be interested to see what he starts building towards, whether it be armor or offensive. We won't see just yet because he's going to buy himself an infusion ready for the next fight. NetToilette being stunned up, a little bit of damage coming out as well from Apfel, down to 3/4 of his HP. This Kraken is being melted by the Scarf. Techno JJ won't be able to escape the ordained wars, but no aggression from Mouse. They are content with taking this tier 2 turret as they push to try and find themselves the choke point.
Yeah, the Kraken looking a little bit lower on health right now, but if you're looking at MOUSESPORTS, they're looking incredibly healthy, energy-wise, health-wise. FNATIC, if you look at Palmatoro, he's a little bit low on energy. He can't really afford to be throwing out any more of those Spitfires. He just has to focus on taking in the Kraken, which is what they're going to be doing. I think if I was MOUSESPORTS, I'd just be clearing the jungle away from FNATIC, which is what they're doing. So they're now sitting at a relatively comfortable 5k gold lead at 22 minutes. And I feel like we have been seeing the same game being played out almost every single game today, Dicey.
Yeah, I love this style though from Mouse though, Shinyi, you know, to push 2 turrets and not even look for a kill. There was no intention there from Mouse that they wanted a fight. They just wanted the objectives. This is an objective-based game, Shinyi. You kill the Vein Crystal, you win. It doesn't matter if you have 18 kills or 3. You win the game, and that's exactly what Mouse are playing towards right now. FNATIC forced into a tight corridor, and that was a prediction from NetToilette, or perhaps a misclick, that the Forced Accord would come out whilst they were all grouped up. Well, it did not, and the Crucible is now at a 35-second cooldown. This is the opportunity for Mouse to take more of the map, and they decide to go for the Crystal Sentry, eliminate its first life for themselves. A bit of extra gold as well going over.
Yes, they are sitting now at still this 5k gold in MOUSESPORTS. I'm a bit reluctant for them to be trying to force a fight near so close to the base of FNATIC, and I think if they can bring FNATIC down to the jungle, that is kind of the area that they want to be fighting in. So far, I'm kind of struggling to see what they're going to be doing next. So FNATIC, they're having to make their own moves into the jungle. They don't want to be losing complete control of the jungle either. Oh no, he gets stunned up.
It's just going to be a bit of poke onto NetToilette. He is going to look to heal that up with the Life Spring. Right now, it is Mouse looking for an opportunity to finish this game up. 2 Vein Crystal turrets stand in between them, and a finals win here in Europe, which is an incredible statement in itself. I've said it many times, Shinyi, but it is the turnaround for this organization in Vainglory is crazy. I'm the
Oh,
Doom
no.
knocked out of position. This is going for them. They're looking for the fearsome shape, but they block it up. Techno JJ going low. I'm the Doom being burnt on down, but he's healing using the Reap. He finally forced the first kill for FNATIC at 24 minutes. Apfel though going forward, looking to do the work as Techno JJ's forced back. Look at the damage that's coming out and a pull in. They're gonna quibble him. Palmatoro goes down. Justman escapes the goop. Will he go down to Techno JJ trying to get some energy from this? But Apfel looking to do the work as he goes forward. The quibble stuns both. He's gonna find a kill onto NetToLet, but Techno JJ, can he do the work? Kiting Apfel will disengage as well. A 2 for 2. The bloodiest fight of this game.
Apfel doing work there. That was the opening that FNATIC wanted. They needed to get the afterburn to Iron the Doom, reposition him. And even though he had the Aegis and Atlas Podgers, which is quite heavy defense there for himself, it was what they needed. But Apfel there, the kiting, the sonic zoom, the pulse, the way he was chaining his skills together, and the way he worked with Justman to keep himself alive long enough to pick up the kills there onto NetToLet and Palmatoro was incredible, to say the least.
And you know what Justman's done, Shinyi? Which
What?
I love.
Oh, 2 Aegis?
Two Aegis. He's gone for shielding to defend. Now, Polite Company, it shares the shielding and armor of Finn. So the more shielding and armor you build on Finn, the more shielding you share with Polite Company across the board. And so by relying on I'm the Doom and Apfel to be able to block up these gauntlets and the afterburns coming out, relying and trusting their ability to avoid these, what this has opened up for Justman is incredible extra shielding, which limits Palmatoro's damage.
Yeah, it's sharing is caring, and it's working out really well for them because he is able to stand his ground in those fights. I do like the Shiver Steel that we've just seen NetToLet picking up there. It works really well with his heroic perk. Oh,
They're going in for a fight here. That's going to be the Dragon's Breath going out. Ordained there. I'm the Doom, though, very healthy. Apfel, he's at the back of the fight as we speak. I'm the Doom, though, struggling with Palmatoro. Ordained Ward goes down. Palmatoro will not step into it. Where's Apfel gone? He's in the midst of it all, and Palmatoro will be his target. Techno JJ went back. That is the sign that you know you've lost the team fight, when your carry ports back to base halfway through it.
no,
And now it's going to be Mouse looking to finish off NetToLet as well. He cannot escape the Ordained Walls, so he falls down, and it's going to be Mouse starting up this Kraken. Techno JJ has had 2 steals, I believe, this weekend on this glaive. The potential is there for him to steal once more. I think Mouse need to deal with the glaive, and you can see Apfel is doing exactly that, zoning him away, allowing the Batiste and the Finn to finish off this Kraken, and it is going to be the second Kraken secured for Mouse.
not going to get the hat trick of Kraken steal, so they get the Kraken. There's 2 turrets left, and with 2 members down, Techno JJ is going to be having a tough time. Looking at the fusions coming across the board there from MOUSESPORTS, and to say the least, it's not looking great for FNATIC, to state the obvious there. They're really struggling to try and get those...
Tension bow. Apfel sold his armor for a tension bow on Vox.
I like it. I like his thinking. I like his thinking. There's a lot of armor there on the side of FNATIC.
On Vox, though, I don't think I've ever seen a tension bow purchase for Vox.
He's innovative.
Wow. Mouse. That is all I can say is wow. Forced Accord. Blocked. But here comes the Kraken. 2 Vein Crystal turrets and a Vein Crystal separates Mouse from their first Vainglory 8 regular season finals win for a long time. Just in the days. I'm not talking about the whole season. Look at this damage, though. Quibble onto NetToLet. Techno JJ just destroyed. Fountain to keep him alive, but he cannot. Apfel looking to just do the work. And that's going to be the gauntlets topped up as well by I'm the Doom and an Ordained. This is it. MOUSESPORTS from a single point in the spring season. Well, they times it by H&E. They are taking home week 1 of Europe.
And what a week has been for them. Every single game, they have shown almost flawless plays. And I think in the FNATIC, it was all about the cerebral mind play. It was very, very slow starts. And it was all about getting those objectives as opposed to picking up the kills there. And we're so well against FNATIC.
Incredible performance from I'm the Doom, Apfel, and Justman for Mouse. I'm so interested to hear which one of these players the desk would give an MVP to, because they have put up so many big performances. So without further ado, let's throw it back to Munch.
Thank you very much, guys. What a series that was. Our final game won the way of Mouse in the end. But honestly, both of those games, I feel like the 2-0 scoreline doesn't really represent how close these two teams are.
Yeah, and that was incredible performance from both sides, but unfortunately for FNATIC, MOUSESPORTS just absolutely stepping up to the plate and performing at a level we have never seen this organization at before.
Yeah, really, really stepping up on that one. And looking at the graph, Suijay, at the draft, sorry. Suijay, how do we feel this one played out? Did it go the way that you expected?
Yeah, I loved it, and they did exactly what I talked about. Is, you know, Ordain comes down, and the person gets stuck in that Ordain, gets a quibble, etc. The few combos happen. Vox stayed alive. Justman did an awesome job with the fortified health and the fountains that he had. And Apple, just his positioning and his ability to kite and escape and not get killed, very good performance. And between Apple and Doom, I don't know who the MVP is, but I would say because of the Baptiste play and because Doom showed us that he can play this hero so well and his positioning, I would have to give it to Doom.
Yeah, I think so too. There was multiple times where Doom was able to cancel out a Scarf ult with Fearsome Shade as well. It was just really well played all around, but also you have to give huge credit to Justman making the decision to go for the double Aegis and a fountain, saying, okay, we know all of your eggs for the most part are in this Scarf basket when it comes to damage. I'm going to get in front and body block all this damage for my team so that you can't actually be hurting them unless you're using the ultimate. And then my teammates can cancel off your ultimate. So really, really well done by MOUSESPORTS all around.
Yeah, I mean, that is the key thing all around. It was an entire team effort. We're going to be breaking down some of the moments of that game in a little bit more detail here, though, as we're going to be going over to Suijay with a Telestrator segment, because there was a lot of intricacies to some of the fights that were happening and some of the skirmishes and how they were positioning the ultimate usage and being able to make sure that they were being as effective as possible. So let's hand it over to Suijay and the Telestrator.
Thank you so much, Munchables. This is the fight that I want to break down. It's a key fight in the middle of the game. I want you guys to pay attention to when Scarf uses his ultimate here and how the Fearsome Shade plays a role in canceling that ultimate out. So let's go ahead and roll this replay real quick. And look at what Apple does here. You can see that they're just farming, and they actually try to engage first with a Vox ultimate and then a Fin pull. So watch how this happens here real quickly. And then FNATIC does a counter engage. So just watch in a second. It's going to happen here. But look at this. Look at that ultimate right there. And then Fin pulls immediately, misses it, and he blocks that Fin pull. The gauntlet comes up. They do a quick counter engage. Scarf then ults, and then the Fearsome Shade from that tease comes out, cancels that ultimate. So really good job in here. And I want you guys to pay attention closely to what happens right here, because AFO is really low. Look at what Baptiste does, the positioning, and how he uses the Ordain to stop Glaive from finishing the job. So let's go ahead and roll that and take a look at how AFO kites away. And then look at Doom. He drops that Ordain right there, and Techno JJ can't get out to kill Afro, and he gets focused, and then the Quibble comes down, stuns him, and they secure the kill onto the Glaive. So really good job there. This fight could have gone either way, but because of the teamwork and the synergy, the engage, the counter engage, and the counter engage to that engage, MOUSESPORTS came out on top there, and that was an awesome, awesome fight. So Munchables?
Thank you very much, Suijay. And very clear to me there that a lot of the reason that Mouse have been so successful across the course of these fights was really nice chaining of CC, making sure that you're not just CCing one person, but making sure that they don't get to move beyond that. You get to link up all of your CC abilities together to make it happen. And just going to be going through some more replays.
Yeah, I mean, and again, just the decision making along with their positioning, like Suijay was just pointing out, when the fight starts, they just knew where to move to. Even though they didn't get the engage they were looking for, they backed off, were ready for the re-engage, and then countered that re-engage with a fight of their own. And that's what made this team so strong. That's why they took first place in the first week of the European Vainglory 8. 8 times better than their entire previous season worth
Yes.
of points in just 2 days.
Yeah, they've done a phenomenal job here. And like, what does this mean for MOUSESPORTS and for FNATIC moving forward in the bracket? Because, you know, at the start of yesterday, we were talking about SK, we were talking about G2. These were not the teams we were touting to be at the very top of the scoreboard.
Yeah, and it's just amazing to see how this has turned out. I mean, MOUSESPORTS did 8 times better than they did last season, right? 8 points versus 0 points. So amazing 1 point.
I was going to say, versus 0 would be infinitely better.
But Rising Lotus, FNATIC, MOUSESPORTS, I feel like are the top 3 teams right now based on this weekend. And it's exciting to see how G2, SK are going to rise up to the challenge and reclaim their title as EU's top teams.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, at the same time, like, week 1 is just week 1. We saw drastically different results from week 1 versus the rest of the season. Last season, it was Cyclone that took first place off the bat and then never really got back to the top spot. They kind of hovered around 2nd, 3rd, 4th throughout the rest of the season. So it's, even though this is great for MOUSESPORTS, they looked absolutely phenomenal. I do expect the rest of the teams in Europe to step their game up as we continue on in the season.
So looking across the whole table, who specifically needs to step up the game? Who is it that we're expecting more of and we need to see a little bit more of, need to see some improvement?
I think definitely SK and G2. I mean, they have had the same rosters from last season that performed extremely well. They got to rise up to this new talent, and I'm just excited because now we have a much more even EU, so to speak, because we have 6 potential top teams if they step their game up for sure. So that's the most exciting part about EU. You never know how each weekend's going to turn out.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. Let's see how this weekend has turned out. We're going to glance over the points and obviously how this bracket has turned out. So 3rd place still going on right now, 1 apiece between Rising Lotus and Dynasty. But MOUSESPORTS finishing things off in style with a 2-0 over FNATIC. And we've only had 2 series this entire week that have gone to more than 2 games, if you include the semifinals and the 3rd place that is still going on. But definitely, this bracket not looking anything like we were anticipating on day 1 coming on into this week. And here, the point standings, again, as we were saying, just don't resemble anything like we were expecting.
Yeah, not at all. It was we were definitely expecting these standings to look significantly different. There's a couple teams that are kind of where we expect them to be. You know, we expected FNATIC to be up near the top. We were kind of anticipating Rising Lotus being one of the teams that's may struggle this season a bit. Or not Rising Lotus, Reliable Union, sorry. Well, Rising Lotus we kind of expected to be there, but they've stepped up as well. But it's, for the most part, Europe is kind of an open book right now. There's so much left to be written. And again, these top teams, SK, G2, even Dynasty, need to step up throughout the rest of the season. And Supremacy as well, going to, I expect, step up throughout the rest of the season.
A lot of chaos within the rosters of Europe and a lot of opportunity to climb up those ranks. So now, looking toward the rest of the day, we've got the American games coming up. What are we most excited for, guys?
Oh, I'm excited for Hammers versus TSM, of course. That's a rivalry, a storyline. Both teams look really strong, so I'm super excited to see how that's going to play out for sure.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Hammers TSM is the game I'm looking forward to. Hammers was the only team that was able to consistently beat Team Solomid during the regular season last season. Now with this new lineup, can they still continue to do so?
We'll have to find out later on today. We want to know which games you are excited for later on today, as we'll be kicking off America a little bit later on. Get involved on social media using that hashtag